The rain was falling heavily that night. Cold wind pushed against the broken windows of a small, old house. Inside, everything was quiet, except for one weak sound. Soft cough. Azan. A trembling voice called from the bed. Asin quickly stood up from the corner. His eyes were tired, his face pale. He rushed to his wife. "I'm here, Sarah. I'm here," he said, holding her cold hand. Sarah tried to smile, but her lips shook. Her face had lost its color. She looked weaker than ever before. "Asin, I feel very cold," she whispered. Asin looked around helplessly. There was no heater, no medicine on the table, nothing. Only love and fear. He took off his own jacket and gently covered her. His hands were shaking. "You will be okay. I promise," he said, but his voice was not strong. Deep inside, he knew the truth. They had no money, no doctor, no hope, or maybe just a little. Suddenly, Sarah held his hand tightly. "If something happens to me," she started. "No," Asin interrupted loudly. "Don't say that. You will be fine. I won't let anything happen to you." Tears filled his eyes. Sarah looked at him quietly, as if she already knew something he didn't. Outside, thunder roared. Inside, a heart was breaking, a desperate decision. The night grew darker. The rain did not stop. It became louder, stronger, like the sky itself was crying. Inside the small house, Sarah's breathing became slower. Asin sat beside her, holding her hand tightly, as if he was afraid she would disappear. "Sarah, stay with me. Please," he whispered. Her eyes opened slowly. She looked at him, but she had no strength to speak. Asin stood up suddenly. "I can't just sit here," he said to himself. "I have to do something." He looked around the house again. Empty shelves. No food, no medicine. Nothing. Then his eyes stopped on one thing. A small wooden box. He walked towards it slowly and opened it. Inside was Sarah's jewelry. Her only valuable things. A pair of earrings, a ring, and a simple necklace. Their memories were inside that box. He remembered their wedding day. How happy she looked, wearing that same jewelry. His hands trembled. "I'm sorry, Sarah," he whispered. He closed the box and held it tightly. Without wasting another second, he grabbed his jacket and rushed to the door. Before leaving, he looked back. Sarah was lying there, weak, silent, almost lifeless. "I will come back soon. I promise," he said, even though she could not hear him clearly. Then he stepped out into the storm. The cold rain hit his face like sharp needles. The streets were empty. No people, no lights. Only darkness and water. Azan ran. His shoes were wet. His clothes were heavy. But he didn't stop. "I have to save her. I have to," he kept repeating. After a long run, he finally saw a small medical store at the corner of the street. A weak light was still on. Hope. He ran faster and pushed the door open. A man stood behind the counter, looking surprised. "It's late. What do you want?" the shopkeeper asked. "Please, my wife. She's very sick. I need medicine, Asen said, breathing heavily. The shopkeeper looked at him carefully. Do you have money? Asen stayed silent for a moment. Then slowly, he placed the wooden box on the counter. I don't have cash. But I have this. Please take IT. Just give me the medicine. The shopkeeper opened the box and looked inside. He sighed. This is not enough for strong medicine, he sighed coldly. Asen's heart dropped. Please, I beg you. She will die, Asen said, his voice breaking. The shopkeeper looked at him again. This time, a little softer. For a few seconds, there was silence. Only the sound of rain outside. Then, finally, wait here, the shopkeeper said. He turned around and started searching for something behind the shelves. Asen stood there, wet, shaking, and praying. For the first time that night, he felt a small light of hope, a twist of fate. The shopkeeper moved slowly behind the shelves. Bottles, boxes, medicines. He looked at them carefully. Asen stood still, his heart beating fast. Every second felt like a minute. Please, hurry, Asen whispered under his breath. Finally, the shopkeeper came back with a small packet of medicine. This is all I can give for that, he said, placing it on the counter. Asen looked at the medicine like it was gold. Will it help her? He asked nervously. The shopkeeper did not answer immediately. It can help. If it's not too late, he said quietly. Those words hit Asen like a storm. If it's not too late. Asen quickly pushed the wooden box toward him. Take it, please, he said. But the shopkeeper didn't touch it. Instead, he looked at Asen's wet clothes, his shaking hands, his tired eyes. Keep it, the shopkeeper said. Asen was shocked. What? Take the medicine and go. Your wife needs you more than I need this, he said, turning his face away. Asen's eyes filled with tears. Thank you. Thank you so much, he said, his voice breaking. He grabbed the medicine and ran out into the rain again. The road felt longer now. His legs were tired, but his heart was racing. Sarah, hold on. I'm coming, he whispered again and again. The rain slowed a little, but the cold became stronger. When he finally reached home, he rushed inside and went straight to Sarah. She was lying in the same position. Too still. Too quiet. Asen's heart stopped for a second. Sarah. He sighed softly. No answer. He moved closer, his hands shaking. Sarah, this time louder. Still nothing. Tears started falling from his eyes. No, no, no. He repeated, touching her face. Her skin was cold. Too cold. Asen quickly opened the medicine packet with trembling hands. Please, wake up. Please, he cried. He lifted her gently and tried to give her the medicine. For a moment, nothing happened. Then suddenly, a very soft movement. Sarah's fingers moved slightly. Asen froze. Sarah? He whispered. Her lips moved slowly. Asen, she said very weakly. Asen's face filled with tears and relief. I'm Hiri. I'm Hiri. You're okay. You're safe, he said, holding her tightly. Sarah looked at him with half-open eyes. You came back. She whispered. I told you I would, he said, smiling through tears. Outside, the rain began to stop. Inside, hope returned. Slowly. But the night was not over yet. And neither was their struggle, a painful morning. Morning came quietly. The rain had stopped. The sky was pale and empty, like it had no energy left. Inside the small house, a weak light entered through the broken window. Arsen had not slept. He sat beside Sarah all night, watching her, holding her hand, afraid to close his eyes. Sarah was still breathing, but very slowly. Her face looked a little better than before, but she was far from okay. Arsen touched her forehead. Still warm. Not normal. He looked at the medicine packet. Only a small amount was left. This is not enough, he whispered. Just then, Sarah opened her eyes slowly. Arsen, she said softly. Arsen quickly leaned closer. How do you feel? He asked. She tried to smile. A little better. Because you are here, she said weakly. Arsen forced a smile, but his eyes told the truth. He was scared. Sarah, we need a doctor, he said gently. Sarah's expression changed. No, she whispered. Arsen was confused. Why not? She looked away. Because we don't have money, she said quietly. Those words felt heavy in the room. Arsen stayed silent for a moment. Then he took a deep breath. I will find a way, he sighed firmly. Sarah slowly shook her head. No, Arsen. Listen to me, she said, trying to sit up. He helped her carefully. I know my condition, she continued. This is not just a small illness. Arsen's heart tightened. What do you mean? He asked. Sarah looked into his eyes. I have been sick for a long time. Even before last month, she said. Arsen was shocked. What? Why didn't you tell me? His voice became emotional. I didn't want to worry you. You already work so hard, she said, tears forming in her eyes. Arsen stood up, frustrated and hurt. How can you hide something like this from me? He sorrowed. I'm your husband. I should know. Sarah lowered her eyes. I'm sorry. She whispered. Silence filled the room again. Arsen ran his hands through his hair, trying to control his emotions. Then slowly, he calmed down. He sat beside her again. No, I'm sorry, he said softly. I shouldn't be angry. I'm used. Scared. Sarah looked at him. So am I, she replied. Their eyes met, both filled with fear and love. After a moment, Sarah spoke again. Arsen, promise me something. Anything, he said quickly. If something happens to me, she started. Arsen immediately shook his head. No, Sarah, don't say that again. But this time is rightly. Please, just listen, she said. Arsen stayed quiet. Promise me. You will take care of yourself. You will eat on time. And you will not stay alone all your life. Arsen's eyes filled with tears again. I don't want a life without you, he said. Sarah smiled sadly. But life doesn't always ask what we want, she replied. Arsen couldn't speak. He just held her hand tighter, as if he was trying to hold time itself. Outside, the sun tried to rise. Inside, a difficult truth had already come. Sarah was not just sick. She was seriously ill. And time was slowly slipping away, a risky step. The house felt smaller that day. Austin walked back and forth, thinking, planning, worrying. I can't wait anymore, he said to himself. He looked at Sarah. She was sleeping, but her breathing was still weak. I need money. I need a doctor, he whispered. Then suddenly an idea came to his mind. Something risky. Something dangerous? I will go to the city hospital, he said. Maybe someone will help. He gently covered Sarah with a blanket. I'll be back soon, he said softly. Then he left. The hospital was big, crowded, and noisy. Arsen felt lost. Doctors walked fast. Nurses didn't stop. No one noticed him. Finally, he saw a doctor standing alone. Sir, please. I need help, Arsen said. The doctor looked at him. What's the problem? My wife. She's very sick. We have no money. But please. Save her, Arsen begged. The doctor sighed. This is a hospital, not a charity, he sighed coldly. Arsen's heart broke again. But he didn't give up. He fell to his knees. I'm begging you, please. People started looking. The doctor felt uncomfortable. Stand up, he said. A moment of silence. Then the doctor spoke again. Bring her here. I will check. Arsen looked up, shocked. Really? Don't waste time, the doctor replied. Hope returned again. The journey. Arsen rushed back home. Sarah, we are going to the hospital, he said. Sarah was weak, but she nodded. I trust you, she whispered. Arsen carefully lifted her. Step by step, slowly. He carried her outside. The road was long. His arms hurt. His legs shook. But he didn't stop. People stared, but no one helped. Still, Arsen kept moving. For you. I can do anything, he sighed softly. The truth revealed. At the hospital, the doctor examined Sarah. Minutes passed. Arsen waited. Nervous. Scared. Finally, the doctor came out. His face was serious. What happened? Arsen asked quickly. The doctor looked at him. She has a serious infection. And it has spread, he said. Arsen felt the ground disappear under his feet. Will she be okay? He asked. The doctor paused. We will try. But she needs treatment immediately. Arsen nodded. Do whatever it takes, he said. The price of life. Later, a nurse came with a paper. Sign this, she said. Arsen looked at it. What is this? Treatment cost, she replied. Arsen's hands froze. The amount was too high. Impossible. I don't have this money, he said slowly. The nurse looked at him. Then we cannot continue, she said. Arsen felt helpless again. He sat down. Broken. What should I do? He whispered. A stranger's kindness. A man sitting nearby watched everything. He stood up and walked toward Arsen. I heard your story, the man said. Arsen looked up. Why are you helping me? he asked. The man smiled gently. Because once, someone helped me too. Austin couldn't believe it. Thank you. Thank you so much, he said with tears. Save your wife, the man replied. Hope came back once again. The waiting. Sarah was taken inside for treatment. The doors closed. Austin stood outside. Alone. Waiting. Every second felt heavy. Every minute felt like hours. He prayed silently. Please, save her. Hours passed. Finally, the doctor came out. Austin quickly stood up. Doctor? He asked. The doctor looked at him. His face was hard to read. She is. He started. Austin's heart stopped. Alive. Austin closed his eyes in relief. But, the doctor continued, the next 24 hours are very important. Asa nodded. I will stay here, he said. He sat down again. Tired. Broken. But still holding hope. Because sometimes, love is the only thing that keeps us alive.